Show starts in 5 minutes.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Hey, fellas, don't fight over that hot dog. There's plenty for everyone. Big, plump, and juicy, wrapped in an oven-fresh bun. Add mustard, relish, ketchup, and go to work. Yes, the hot dogs at our refreshment center are the best you'll find anywhere. Everybody agrees on that.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! Show starts in 3 minutes.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Popcorn, candy, ooh, hot dog, popsicle. Oh boy, banana orange.
Show starts in 1 minute.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
Broadcasting live from beautiful Union City, New Jersey, this is your movie quiz for Wednesday, March 24th, 2021. Here we go. Hello and welcome to the movie quiz. I am your host, Chris Mann-Nelson, and in just a few minutes, I am going to be asking you 4 rounds of film trivia. The movie quiz is a completely interactive game. You don't have to just sit there and watch. So if you're seeing this on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, head to this website here. I always get the mirroring wrong. There it is, tmq.thetrivialist.com. Head to that website, TMQ as in the movie quiz. Enter your email, enter your team name, and you are in. This is the season premiere of season 3. We are starting a brand new cycle of 10 games. Everybody has a clean slate. So get your foot in the door, and maybe you can sit atop the leaderboard by the end of these 10 weeks. The movie quiz is a completely free game to play, although we do appreciate tips. Suggested donation of a couple bucks per player per game. That would go a long way towards covering the costs of bringing you movie trivia every Wednesday night. So once you're registered and you're in the game, you are going to be playing alongside our special guest player tonight. He has been seen on series such as A Crime to Remember and On My Block, and most recently he appeared alongside Gary Oldman in David Fincher's latest film Mank, which was released on Netflix back in December, and you might have heard it was nominated for Best Picture. Please welcome to the show, Jack Romano. Jack, welcome to the movie quiz.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. So, Jack, tell me a little bit while people are signing up. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that you are in a Best Picture nominee. What was it like when you found that out? How did you find out that the film had gotten the big nomination?
Well, I think sometimes we maybe expect something a little bit more than reality has in store for us. And so I found out in the very somewhat normal way of waking up in the morning, rolling over and reaching toward my phone as most people do, and finding out on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
through seeing the Mank Instagram page had shared that, and I was like, oh my gosh.
That's amazing. I mean, the film had a lot of buzz. Were you kind of half expecting it? Were you kind of just like,
there had been a lot of talk about the subject matter itself, it being a film about Hollywood and about classic Hollywood,
right? That
it had kind of been slated as sort of an Oscar, with eyes toward the Oscars,
right?
But nothing has ever set
once you get that confirmation, that's
oh, absolutely. So it was really fantastic news to find.
And I saw you sent me a production still from it with that beautiful cinematography, black and white. You're like encircled in a plume of smoke. If I were you and I was in like a black and white David Fincher movie, I would just have every single frame of myself just like print it. Like I would just have my whole house would just be that, like, just gorgeous shots of me. It must be amazing to have that.
It was really cool. I mean, I think one of the things, especially working in film specifically, you don't know where your director is going to be taking this, and you don't really know how much of your work is actually going to be on the screen, or as they say, on the cutting room floor.
Right.
And so the idea of me then having my own frame to myself in a David Fincher film, and it's in black and white period costumes, and like you said, with the cigar, it was like a painting. It was.
I know it's gorgeous,
beautiful.
And I know it must be, you know, with the pandemic, probably a bummer that it didn't have. I mean, it had some theatrical release, right? There was like a
right. It was a limited release, yeah.
But I gotta say, like, for me, as someone who's like, I have a toddler at home. It's like under normal circumstances, I don't get to see a bunch of movies. So like having things like Mank shift to, I think it gets more eyes on it, which is kind of nice in a way. Like it's a bummer to get robbed of that theatrical release, but at the same time, like you probably got a lot of people telling you that they saw it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the response has been pretty much unanimously positive. People really seem to enjoy the film. It's not like most films that are being made today. It's got a real slow pace. I feel like Fincher really took his time in the composition of this film, and I think people appreciate that. And so yeah, the response has been positive, and I think the it being released on a streaming platform, I think you're right. And I think it did get a lot of eyes on it. And with the pandemic, people being at home and so many people just kind of sitting at home and tuning into their TVs to kind of pass the time, I think definitely helped reach a lot of people that maybe if it wasn't a theater would have been like, I'm going to go see the new superhero movie or whatever.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Like I know that for me, when the nominees were released, I was like, oh, I've actually been able to see, like, I've actually seen like half of them already. Cause I watched Mank when it dropped. I watched Sound of Metal. So that's been like, it's a weird, like bittersweet, like a double-edged sword, sort of like you want to be in a theater, you make a movie in a theater, but at the same time you get more people.
Absolutely.
So I think we are going to get started.
Great.
Let's see. Well, before we get started, I just want to put up on the screen, happy birthday, Ryan. It is Ryan's birthday yet again. He doesn't want any gifts because they'll pile up. If you have a birthday every week, you're never gonna have room to put all those gifts anywhere. All right, so I am going to put this game into in-game mode. It's in in-game mode and it spins now. It actually spins. I listened. I am a host who listens to what you all have to say, and I made in-game mode spin. All right, so let's get started with our first round here. So your first round, it's called Big Shoes to Fill. Big Shoes to Fill is going to be your first round of the night. So it's all about actors who stepped into roles that were made iconic by other actors. So I'll give you the original actor and the time frame that they played a role, and then the other actor who took over. Before we get started, a couple of rules to the game, just a couple of ground rules. Don't Google, don't use IMDb or any other kind of way of cheating. Those are the two main ways you cheat in a movie show. Don't put answers in the chat and play with friends, but keep your team size small, please. All right. So like, for example, in this round, if I said Alec Guinness from 1977 to 1983, followed by Ewan McGregor, 1999 to 2005, the answer would be Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I'm looking for 10 or 8 rounds are 8 questions long now, 8 characters. All of these will be a character's name. All right, here we go with question number 1. Harrison Ford from 1977 all the way through 2019, followed by Alden Ehrenreich in 2018, just one time in 2018. Starting off should be pretty easy. So here we go. And make sure you hit submit answer. You have to hit submit answer now, even for multiple choice. There's not a lot of multiple choice in tonight's game, but there are a couple. Make sure that once you type your answer in or make your selections that you hit the submit answer button. It's like hitting send on an email. Make sure it's not going to get there otherwise unless you hit that button. All right. So Harrison Ford, he played it mainly from 1977 to 1983. Then he came back a few times, but he was followed up by Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. He played Han Solo. All right. Question number 2. Robert Englund from 1984 to 2003, followed by Jackie Earle Haley in 2010. Just in 2010. All right, here we go. What role? Looking for the character that he played. I'll say this is a are you a fan of horror movies, Jack? Do you watch?
It's probably the genre I know the least.
The least? Yeah. That's true for a lot of people. A lot of people
yeah,
not their favorite. This guy, I will say it's a male character, kind of an icon of the horror genre. Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund played Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street all the way up through Freddy versus Jason. And then Jackie Earle Haley played him once in a remake. Didn't go super well. All right, question number 3. Nichelle Nichols from 1966 to 1968 on TV, and then 1979 to 1992 in movies, followed by Zoe Saldana from 2009 to the present. So it's played by Nichelle Nichols on TV and in movies, and now played by Zoe Saldana. And yes, I did make it spin. We are in in-game mode. We've been in in-game mode now for a little while, but thank you all. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I'm glad you all enjoyed the very cheap and easy GIF that I made in Photoshop. All right, so this character, let's see how everybody did on this one. She works on the Enterprise, and her name is Uhura. Nyota Uhura is her name. 50% of teams got it right. Let me just make sure. Let me regrade a couple of these. Some people gave me her rank, and so it slipped past the grading software. But you were absolutely correct. All right, question number 4. This one might be a little tougher. The role was played originally by John Wayne in 1969 and 1975, followed by Jeff Bridges in 2010. John Wayne played this role twice in 1969 and 1975, and before Jeff Bridges took over in 2010. A couple of people know the movie and are saying Mr. the name of that movie. I don't want to say the name of the movie because it might give it away. I'll take that one though, because you got the last name. All right. So his name is Rooster Cogburn. Rooster Cogburn was the name of the character. John Wayne played him twice in I think it was True Grit, which is the remake too, and then a movie called Rooster Cogburn. All right, question number 5. We're halfway through this round. This one has 3 actors attached to it, played by Desmond Llewellyn from 1962 to 1999, followed by John Cleese in 1999, followed then by Ben Whishaw from 2012 to the present. So it went from Desmond Llewellyn to John Cleese to Ben Whishaw. 3 actors, 1 role. Name that role. Jack, do you have like do you have a role that you would ever be like a role that you would love like to step into, that you feel like that you could?
Oh my goodness. Like one of these that's been played by another actor before.
Yeah, one of these like massive roles. Because I like what interests me about this round is like the people who are like, yeah, I'll be Han Solo also.
Well, actually, fun fact about that, when I was in college and I had no agent, and they were first casting for the Han Solo remake, my roommate pretended to be my agent, and we somehow through the internet got the casting director's leaked phone number, and he like pretended to be my agent and tried to get me an audition for the Han Solo spinoff, which failed.
You didn't get an audition though?
No, they hung up on him. But yeah, I tried though.
You tried. So you actually did. You went for it.
Oh yeah, Han Solo's a huge inspiration character for me.
Yeah.
Grew up on the originals, of course.
I mean, they're just going to keep churning these out. So I think there's still time for you, Jack. And now you have enough. You know, you wouldn't have to pretend now. You could
I know. I could actually have my actual agent.
Just show them that still from Mank.
Right.
So that was Q. The answer was Q. Hang on. Did I mess something up here? All right. So your question number 6 is Jodie Foster in 1991 is the first actor, followed by Julianne Moore in 2001. Jodie Foster in 1991, followed by Julianne Moore 10 years later in 2001. This is one of those ones where like all these others are like series, like Robert Englund played Freddy Krueger like 15 times, but this was just one time that Jodie Foster played this role. But I feel like it was enough to count as like sort of a daunting task for Julianne Moore to step in to the role of Clarice Starling. 72% of you out there got that right. Nicely done. All right, question number 7. This one's another TV movie combo here. The role was originated by Sidney Poitier from 1967 to 1971, and then followed by Howard Rollins from 1988 to 1995, but on television. He played this character on television. Name the character. Last name is fine for this as well. Just making sure that everybody got their points. All right. So this role, I feel like a lot of teams got this right, but this one I thought maybe was a little tricky because I don't know if I knew that Sidney Poitier played this role 3 times. He played Virgil Tibbs, Mr. Tibbs from In the Heat of the Night. He actually played the role in 2 more movies, which is kind of crazy. Like I believe he won an Oscar for it. Then he came back twice more and turned it like into sort of a franchise. Kind of wild. Yes, they call me Mr. Tibbs. And I think one of the sequels was called Mr. Tibbs. All right, so here we go with your final question of your first round. Big shoes to fill. Kind of ending on a make here. Should be an easy one. Mel Gibson from 1979 to 1985. Followed by Tom Hardy in 2015. Mel Gibson, 1979 to 1985, followed by Tom Hardy in 2015. And I should say also to everybody out there, you can change your answers before the timer runs out. So if you feel like you remembered something and you want to change your answer, that's totally fine. All right. So let me just make sure. Yep. Everybody who got it right got credit for it. The answer is Max Rockatansky, a.k.a. Mad Max. You put any of that. Max Rockatansky, Mad Max, Max. All good. All right. So let's take a look at our scores and standings after the first round. We've got, let's go all the way down. It's calling it 6th place, but it's really 3rd because we got a tie, a lot of ties. With 6 points apiece, we got Horny Balloon Adventure, which I've never seen a movie, I think, right? They changed their name. Tom Cruise, The Ringwoodians. And 2nd place with 7 points apiece, we got The Turds and The Producers. And leading the way, we got a 3-way tie, 3 perfect scores up top between Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts, Marley's Chains, and The Shadow Knows. All right, so let's head to your second round of the night. Your second round is going to be your picture round. So the way that your picture round is going to work, by the way, I'll just take a break. Also, too, I see the website here. If you're watching the game, join the game. Head to this. If you're just watching, you can play. Head to this website and join the game. So your second round tonight is your picture round. It's inspired by Mank. So Mank is a movie about the making of Citizen Kane. So it got me thinking about other movies that are about the making of other movies. So I'm going to show you a still from them. There's 2 answers to every one of these questions. Okay, so I'll show you a still, and you can tell me for 1 point the name of that movie, and for an additional point the name of the movie that the movie is being made in that movie. Real movies, all of them are about the making of real movies. So you can give me both answers, and there's a potential of 2 points. You can just put 1 if you only know 1. That's totally fine. All right, so question number 1. Let's put up. So you should see 2 fields, 2 answer fields there. And I'm going to add this picture round. Here we go. Name the movie, or you don't have to name both. You can just name one. The movie that it's also about. The movie that is being made in this movie. Give me a couple extra seconds for these. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anybody who got it right. All right, so the 2 movies here. This movie is Ed Wood, and the movie that they're shooting in this is Plan 9 from Outer Space. Plan 9 from Outer Space is the movie being made here in... Jack, remind me, I couldn't remember. There's no scenes in Mank of the shooting of Citizen Kane, are there? No, it's all because it's all about, it doesn't deal with really the actual production.
Right.
It's all the writing process.
Just getting the script completed.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Question number 2. 2 different movies you can name here. Here we go. Name them for me. Whoops. Sorry. I'm giving away the answers here, possibly. All right. 2 potential answers here. Name either one. I'll say one. One is easy-ish, and one is not easy. I won't say which. No, I'll say it. One. It's the movie with it. The movie being made is the easier one. The movie that that this actually is a little harder. So this is about the making of, I actually took, they're making Bride of Frankenstein here, but I also took Frankenstein because I believe that's included in this movie. But the movie is about James Whale, the director, and it's called Gods and Monsters. Gods and Monsters. So 16% of teams got both right. 63% got one right. So nicely done. All right, here we go. Question number 3 of your picture round. What are these 2 movies? This is another one, I think, where maybe the movie it's about is a little easier. Five teams so far have gotten the numbers going up for the movie, the movie within the movie. I'll take that one. All right, so yeah, this is how I expected this to break down. A lot of teams knew that this was about Nosferatu. It was about the making of Nosferatu, the movie. That's Willem Dafoe playing Max Schreck. In Shadow of the Vampire. Shadow of the Vampire is the movie about F.W. Murnau making Nosferatu. All right, question number 4, the halfway mark of this round. What are these 2 movies? What are the two movies here? Let me make this a little bigger because this is maybe a lower res picture. All right. So I think I've got everybody submitted. Let me just, I'll take that. Let me just regrade a couple of these. That's close enough. All right. So the movie is Dolomite Is My Name. This is from the movie Dolomite Is My Name, from where they're making. It's not. This still is from the premiere, I suppose, but it's from Dolomite. They're making Dolomite in Dolomite Is My Name. So you got two similar answers here. A couple of people put my name as Dolomite. I took it because that's honestly close enough. All right. Question number 5. Here we go. What are these two movies? What's the movie this still is from and the movie that they're making? They're actively making the movie in this question. Ryan points out there's a good percentage of the answer in the marquee for the Dolomite one. I thought about that and realized just let it be. It's fine. All right. So the movie, they are making the famous "Oh Hi Mark" scene from The Room here. It's about it's about The Room. The movie is The Disaster Artist. Jack, you gave it looked like you gave a knowing chuckle there. Are you
I am a Room fan. I'm a Disaster Artist fan.
Nice.
I also, Greg Sestero, who wrote the book The Disaster Artist and who played Mark, came and did a speaking engagement at my college, and he signed my copy of his book.
Oh
randomly enough.
I need to know though, like what is Greg Sestero's speaking? Like, what's his shtick for a speaking engagement?
He comes and talks about what the experience of being in what is known as the worst film ever made was actually like. And he talks a little bit about his friendship with Tommy Wiseau, and they're actually great friends and have remained friends over these years.
It's kind of amazing what a little cottage industry they've made out of their bad movie. You've gone to midnight screenings or anything like that?
You know, I've never done the midnight screenings, but I've done plenty of my own midnight screenings of it. Yeah.
Nice. One of my favorite memories is my friends and I went to a midnight screening years and years and years ago, like 10, 12 years ago. And my one friend dressed like a spoon, and everyone would just pelt him with spoons. He would just run around, and everyone would pelt him with spoons. And then afterwards, someone came up to us, like we were outside on the sidewalk in Manhattan, and someone just goes, very sincerely, came up to him and goes, "Thank you." Like it really made their night.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Question number 6. Name the two movies here. What are the two movies here? Got a few correct answers coming in now for 4 and 4. Some teams very close on the movie within the movie, but not quite, just off. All right. So this is that's actually Robert Downey Jr. there playing Charlie Chaplin in the movie Chaplin, where they're recreating Chaplin making The Great Dictator. That's The Great Dictator, his anti-Hitler film from 1940, I want to say. All right, question number 7. What are the two movies here? 2 more questions in this round. And I'll start the timer now. This is one I don't think I've seen the movie, but I've seen, of course, the movie within the movie. All right, about seven teams. I have a feeling those are probably the same teams lined them up. Let's see. So this movie, it's not Hitch. Hitch is a different movie with Will Smith as a love expert. This is Hitchcock, which is about the making of Psycho. It's about the making of Psycho. You can see Scarlett Johansson as Vivian, not Vivian, Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. Yeah, who put Hitch? I love you. And I'm not sure who's playing Anthony Perkins here, but that's who he's playing. All right. And question number 8, your final question of your picture round. This one, they're not making the movie in this picture. I'll tell you that much. They are not actively making the movie. And I think it might be similar to Mank, a case where they don't actually, you don't see the production of the film, but it's about the production of a film. It's all about getting a movie made. All right, everybody's gotten their answers in. Nicely done. So that's Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson playing Walt Disney and P.L. Travers in Saving Mr. Banks. 42%, an even split. 42 and 42 knew that it was, or no, 42 got 2 right. 42% also got 1 right. It's Saving Mr. Banks, where they're making Mary Poppins. They are making Mary Poppins. All right, so let's take a look at your scores and standings here at the halfway point of the game. We've got in third place, tied for third place, the Producers and the Shadow Knows with 16. The Turds are in second with 18, and leading the way with 22 points is Sterling Cooper Roland Deli Bets. All right, so that's going to bring us to our third round of the game, which is going to be your puzzle round. I'm bringing back Roman numeral puzzles. Because why not? And our guest tonight is named Romano, so we got a Roman numeral. It's a similar word. So the way the Roman numeral puzzles work, and it's we got, again, everyone loves puzzle rounds. They love especially the Roman numeral ones. So this Roman numeral round is all about the 2021 Oscar nominees. So it's not. I will say Mank is not in there, but it's inspired by but it's inspired also by Mank. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to show you a puzzle with words where the so I'm going to show you a bunch of Roman numerals and blanks. You're going to swap out the Roman numerals for their or the numbers and blanks. Swap the numbers for the Roman numeral equivalents, and then fill in the blanks. And they're all going to be Oscar nominees. Could be Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Director. Parentheses indicate a separate word. So like if I did do Mank, it would be one word, 1,000, because that's M, and then blank, blank, blank. So M blank, blank, blank. It'll get easier as it goes because you'll start to see patterns. Or the movie quiz, like the word movie would be 1,000 blank 6 because it's VI and then E. All right, so let's head into round number 3. Here we go. Question number 1. Your first puzzle. The answer is somebody who's nominated in Best Actress in a Leading Role. And I find that it's more confusing when I actually say the blanks out so you can see it there. It's 4 blanks, 100. You got a 100 in there in the first word. In the second word, you got 1,400, 1,000, and 500. So pen and paper might help with some of these. But here you go. You got 30 seconds for all of these. All right, they still hate it. They're still everyone's still unhappy with these rounds. One team has submitted and gotten it right. Two teams have submitted and gotten it right. It is tricky. I shouldn't have gone with this one first. It's probably actually on the harder end of the scale here. It is, so you've got one 100 in there, which is C, and then you got 1400 in the second word, which is MCD would make 1400. That's the start of McDormand. Francis McDormand is your 6 teams got it right. 32%. Pretty good. The next one I actually posted on Instagram earlier today. Here it is. It's Best Picture. It's a Best Picture nominee. 1001 blank 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 1. This one should be a little easier than that last one. I probably should have started with this one. If you want to follow me on Instagram, just head to Trivia Man on Instagram. I give you hints. You can just talk to me if you're lonely. That would be fine with me as well. All right, let's see. 11 teams have gotten this one. Nicely done. So 1001 would be MI, and then it ends in an I as well. It's Minari. Minari is the answer for this one. 58% got this right. Nicely done. All right, your next one. Best Director. 500 blank 6 500. Second word blank 1 blank 100 blank blank blank. I'm doing the thing where I read them. I probably shouldn't. But there you go. Decipher that. This is somebody nominated in the Best Director category. Three teams have gotten it right. Jack, I feel like people either are you a Roman numeral person? Do you can you break
Not at all.
down? So okay,
Not at all.
I feel like it's either or. It's like you either see them or you know exactly what they are, or you get mad at me. Let's see. Everyone's mad at me in the comment. Yeah, this is what happens when you're not a Roman numeral person. You get very angry at your trivia host. All right, so this one, the first word 500 is D blank VID. It is David Fincher. It's David Fincher is the you got this one, Jack?
I did.
Excellent.
Thank
Excellent.
the Lord.
He was just walking around set just like this. Guys, if it ever comes up, this is how you do my name in that's why that's why he takes so many takes, is because he has to show everybody that his Roman numeral name.
Right. He obviously thinks in Roman numerals. He's
he might.
The type of person.
He might. He's on a different level.
Yeah.
All right. Your fourth question: Best actress in a leading role. 100. The first word starts with 100. The second word starts with 1,000, and it's got 50 and 51 in the middle. I won't go with all the blanks. It's mind-numbing when I actually read it out loud. All right. Everybody who has submitted has gotten it right. Good job. So the answer to this one, she is nominated for Best Actress in a Lead Role for Promising Young Woman. It's Carey Mulligan. Carey Mulligan is your answer, because you got that L and then that L-I. All right. Here we go. Question number 5. This one is Best Actor in a Supporting Role. The first word has 50 at the beginning, 51 towards the end, 500 and 1,000, and then no Roman numerals for that last word. That last word is just 2 letters with no Roman numerals in them. take that one. That's correct. All right. So this actor is nominated for One Night in Miami. That is Leslie Odom Jr. Leslie Odom Jr. So good job. 42% of teams got that right. Question number 6. Best actress in a supporting role. It's 2 words. We got 54 and a 1 in the middle. That's not 541. That's 54 and 1. 150 and 1,000 in that name there. Best actress in a supporting role. Oh, one team was right on it. They just jumped right in. I've never seen a movie put Lamar Odom, he was on the Lakers back in the early to mid 2000s. Lamar Odom, he might get an Oscar nomination one day. All right. So this actor, she's already won an Oscar a couple years ago for The Favorite. Her name is Olivia Colman. This is Olivia Colman. All right, question number 7. Yeah, it is. So this is a movie. I'm looking for the name of the movie here. It's nominated for best score, but I'm not looking for the composer. I'm looking for the name of the movie. It's 3 words, 500 blank, blank just in the middle, and then a third word with 50 and 500 in it. All right, 6 teams got this right. This was shockingly the only best score was the only nomination that this movie received. The Spike Lee movie. It's the Five Bloods. Five Bloods only got this nomination. Kind of crazy. All right, and question number 8, your final question of this round. Best actress in a leading role. 2 words. You got a 6, a 50 in the first word, and then a 500 and another 6 in the second. All right, a lot of teams got this right. Nicely done. So you got 6 up front, which is VI, and you got another VI later in it, and that's Viola Davis. Viola Davis is your answer. All right, so let's take a look at our scores after 3 rounds. We've got tied for third. We got the producers and the Shadow Nose with 22 points apiece. In second place with 24 is Sterling Cooper, is the Turds. And in first with 29 is Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts. So nicely done, everybody. Good game. We got one more round. Jack, we were talking a little bit up front. I meant to do this between rounds 2 and 3, but we're talking about, you've got, what's it been like? How's the pandemic and all the delayed production schedule? We were talking a little about in the pre-interview about like how that's affecting being a working actor and like the delays that it imposes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's like anything, you can kind of choose to see the positives or negatives in it. It has put like a huge halt to the project that I have coming up. And that was supposed to shoot over a year ago now at this point. So, that's quite a postponement. But at the same time, there kind of is a comfort in knowing that all the other actors out there are going through pretty much the same thing. So I think a lot of actors, we can sometimes like get in our heads about, really needing to feel like pushing ourselves out there. We need to be seen. We need to be, and I think this time has been a really great opportunity to just kind of take a step back and just kind of take care of myself. Because what is anybody doing right now?
Right.
What is any actor doing right now?
It's like a complete equalizer for everybody. Just like everybody's in this like same limbo, whether no matter where you are in your career, no matter what your career is, you're just like, okay, well, no one can really do much of anything. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. It was cool to have Mank come out during the pandemic and know that everybody was home and watching it. But I would really like to get back to what I do soon.
Yeah,
so everybody wear a mask and get vaccinated if you can.
Yes, absolutely. Wear the mask, get the vaccine if you're eligible, which everyone should be soon, I think.
Soon.
All right. Yeah. So before we get underway for our final round of the night, I want to bring to you a visit from a very special guest. So this is the point in the show every week where I ask you for donations. And in the last few weeks, I've been bringing in special guests, titans of Hollywood cinema history, people you'd recognize, people you love. And this week on the season 3 premiere is going to be no different, to ask you to donate to the movie quiz and help keep us going. From John Carpenter's Escape From series, please welcome to the movie quiz, Snake Plissken. Snake Plissken is here, everybody.
Hi.
Wow, God, you are so intense, Snake. I love it.
Yeah.
But I see that you've kind of added some tint to your hair. You've gotten like you've got a little makeover.
That's right. I'm a venture capitalist now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I needed to update my image. I wanted to look good for the meetings.
You look fantastic. You've got the black turtleneck. You've you've got name recognition, and
I'm a visionary, Chris.
Wow. That is it's wonderful. I absolutely love that. Snake, I want to hear more about what you've been getting into lately with your venture capitalism. But can you tell people, speaking of which, about donating to the movie quiz?
Oh, yeah. I can tell you a few fucking things about the movie quiz. First of all, I just wanted to say that the movie quiz is free to play. You don't owe us anything. You don't know Chris. You don't know your government. You don't know anybody. But we do rely on donations. Okay? So if you've got something, you should give us a tip. If you enjoy the show, we want you to throw some money in the tip jar. You got that? We have links to Venmo and other credit card payments. That's all.
Thank you very much, Snake. Tell us a little bit about what kind of projects you've been into.
I'm on a mission to take down big tech. I don't know if you knew this, Chris, but our country is suffering from tyranny.
Yeah. Well, yes, I do. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, Snake.
Corporate consolidation is the biggest menace to freedom since Hitler.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I don't disagree, Snake. Do you make presentations and then blast your way out?
That's exactly what I do.
Just leaving a trail of destruction in your wake?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like what I have to say. Because what I have to say takes work and time. And no one wants to give up their time.
Well, Snake, I appreciate your work and your time today. So I hope you'll come back sometime to the show.
Goodbye. And remember, if you like what Chris is doing, send him a fucking Venmo. For God's sake.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much, Snake Plissken. Thank you, everyone. Please listen to Snake. He's been through so much. He's escaped from New York. He's escaped from LA so that he could come here, get into the venture capital game, and then come here and tell you to donate to the movie quiz. So thank you, Snake, for doing that. Thank you to Mark Vigent for setting up a meeting with me and Snake Plissken. I really appreciate that. So, all right, that's going to bring us to our final round of the night, which is going to be, hang on one second. Your final round of the night is going to be director's cuts. Director's cuts. So, the big movie story this week has been the Snyder cut. Everyone's talking about the Snyder cut. Jack, did you? I don't even know if that's anything to be remotely interested in.
I grew up on hero movies. I really enjoyed like the early Marvel ones that came out when like the first Iron Man ones ever coming out, and I just kind of I diverged from it.
Yeah.
But I did sit down with my brothers and my dad and watch a bit of the 4-hour epic that was the Zack Snyder cut. And
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's actually like I was ready to be like, this is terrible. But it's surprising. I mean, all this, like, to me, it's like it's actually the slow moments that are pretty decent. Like they're surprisingly decent. It's like when it gets into like CGI eye gouging.
Exactly.
It's too much. And like the problem is like none of this. Yeah, Snyder. We just someone yelling, screaming Snyder.
Snyder.
But like the action is never really it's never really character driven. Like it's not really telling you much about the character. It's just stuff.
That's right.
And that's why it just goes on too long. It's like if you could just get the chocolate and the peanut butter together,
right?
It'd be good. But it was it exceeded my expectations. So this is all about various director's cuts of different stripes, alternate cuts of movies. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Before Titanic and Avatar, James Cameron actually had to edit down his movies, resulting in later director's cuts of Aliens, T2, and what 1989 undersea movie? So he had director's cuts that would come out they would get like re-released. They would come out on DVD. Aliens got one. Terminator 2 got one. And what other movie? Four teams have gotten this one, right? Jack, did you know this one?
I think I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out very shortly.
I kind of went for a Hail Mary here.
The movie is The Abyss.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
The Abyss. 30% of teams got that right. Yeah, it's like a very different cut of the movie. Like it actually, I feel like there's a ton of director's cuts that actually make movies make sense. Like they were so chopped up that it's like, but like studio interference led to chopping that just made some movies like incoherent in their third acts, and The Abyss is definitely one of them. Question number 2, Frank Oz's director's cut of Little Shop of Horrors features a drastically different ending where our main characters die and this villainous plant, looking for the name here, and its brethren take over the earth. Frank Oz's director's cut of Little Shop of Horrors features a drastically different ending where our main characters die and this villainous plant and its brethren take over the earth.
One of my favorite musicals of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. And it's like, it's kind of crazy that it's a, it's directed by Frank Oz. It's directed by Yoda.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, one team I have to remark your answer. The team that put Audrey 2, the mean green mother from outer space, because that's correct, but that's not how I program the game. But it is Audrey 2. Audrey 2 is the name of the plant. Yeah, it's like, have you ever seen that alternate ending, Jack, where it's like,
I haven't, but I've done a theatrical production of the show, and the stage version ends the way
it ends this way with Audrey 2 taking over. Yep. It's really good. It has like another musical number, right? It's like set to
the plants take over the whole world to a rock song. It's
awesome. All right, this one is multiple choice. Finally, multiple choice. Not a lot in this game. X-Men Days of Future Past had an extended cut on home video dubbed the Blank Cut, named after the mutant who was conspicuous. What mutant who was conspicuously absent from the theatrical release? Was it Cyclops, Storm, Jubilee, or Rogue? And remember to hit, even for multiple choice, hit submit answer. You got to hit submit answer for it. This one I haven't seen this cut. I've heard it's good, but that it doesn't really, it's like good as like a curio, but it doesn't really add much narratively, or maybe even bogs it down. It's they get Anna Paquin into the movie. She's not otherwise in the movie with the character that she played in the first 3 X-Men movie, Rogue. It's the Rogue cut of Days of Future Past. All right, question number 4. The alternate version of what Will Smith movie adds just 3 minutes, but in those 3 minutes, it restores the most critical twist of the Richard Matheson novel that it's based on. The alternate version of what Will Smith movie adds just 3 minutes, but in those minutes, it restores the most critical twist of the Richard Matheson novel that it's based on. This movie's like 14 years old. I feel like I could spoil it when it's over. So in the book, this character hunts what he believes are vampires who have been turned into vampires by a virus. But it turns out they've just become the next evolution of humans, and he's actually the monster because he's been hunting them down, making him a legend among the new group of people. It's I Am Legend. The original cut of the movie just completely throws that away, but this alternate cut restores it. All right, question number 5. The 2012 extended director's cut of Once Upon a Time in America, a gangster epic from this director who's better known for westerns, clocks in at 251 minutes, nearly twice the theatrical length. Looking for the name of the director on this one. The 2012 extended director's cut of Once Upon a Time in America, a gangster epic from this director, known better for westerns, clocks in at 251 minutes, nearly twice the theatrical length.
I'm embarrassed, but I can't think of it. When I hear it,
It's going to be one of those. I know. It's always like, well, yeah, now I know.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So this guy, he's an Italian director, directed spaghetti westerns, master of the spaghetti western.
Oh.
It's Sergio Leone. Sergio Leone is the answer. Hang on, let me regrade that one. That is correct. Just a misspelling. All right. Question number 6. Numerous versions of this German sci-fi masterpiece have been released since 1927, nearly 100 years ago. A complete version in 2010 was 2010 restored much of Fritz Lang's vision, but prior to that, a bizarre 1984 rendition was released with a score featuring Bonnie Tyler, Adam Ant. It should be Adam Ant, not Adam Ant, and Freddie Mercury. Looking for the name of the movie here. 7 teams jumped right on it. Yeah, this version in 1984, they cut out like half of it and added like weird 80s music to it. Kind of wild. A weird choice. I love weird choices in movies. But then they restored it to its original glory about 10 years ago. It's Metropolis. The complete Metropolis came out in 2010. All right, question number 7. This is one more multiple choice in this round. Justice League is not Zack Snyder's first foray into extended editions. On home video, his Watchmen movie got a director's cut and an ultimate cut that integrated an animated version of what comic within a comic from the original graphic novel? Is that called Crisis on Infinite Earths, The Long Halloween, Doomsday Clock, or Tales of the Black Freighter? What is the name of the comic within a comic that reappears in Watchmen that got turned? They made it into a cartoon and then cut it. They originally made this into a cartoon that they released separately on DVD. Then they made this ultimate edition that integrates it. It is so. These other ones, these are all real graphic novels. Long Halloween is Batman. Doomsday Clock is a Superman. Crisis on Infinite Earth is like all of DC. Tales of the Black Freighter, because it's all pirates. Because in a world full of superheroes, comic books are about pirates. And it appears it's a pretty good. It's actually a pretty good comic with unto itself. And your final regular question of the game before our big bonus question at the end. What claustrophobic 1981 German war film has been re-edited and extended into both a Wolfgang Petersen director's cut and a 6-episode, 300-minute BBC series? It's gotten both of these alternate cuts. What claustrophobic 1981 German war film has been re-edited and extended into both a Wolfgang Petersen director's cut and a 6-episode, 300-minute BBC series? All right. Someone added some extra information into their answer. I'll rescore it as correct. That is Das Boot. Das Boot is your answer. All right. So let's take a look at your scores as we head into our final question, our big bonus question for tonight's game. Hang on. Let me... Where is it now? Sorry, things moved around in the new version. I've got to find it. All right. In third place, tied for third, we've got Marley's Chains and the Shadow Knows with 29 points apiece. In second place, a little bit ahead of them with 31 points, is the Turds, and leading the way with a very strong lead, 6-point lead, 37 points, Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts. But it's anybody's game because the last question is worth up to 8 points. All right, so our bonus question has changed a little bit under the new format. So this bonus question, it's still going to have sort of an overlap of a couple of the different themes tonight, but there's going to be 2 correct answers. It's going to be an answer where there's 2 correct and 1 incorrect for you to pick from. If you pick both, each correct answer is worth 4. If you pick both correct answers, you get 4 points and 4 points. You get 8. If you pick 1 correct answer and don't choose a second, I know 1, I'm going with 1, you get 4. But if you choose a correct answer and the 1 incorrect answer, you get 0. So it's a risk. It's a risk to go all in for the full 8 points. You could throw away the 4 points that you had in the bag. Okay, so it's worth anywhere from 0 points, 4 points, or 8 points. All right. So this last question, we've talked. David Fincher wasn't answered tonight. Jack worked with Fincher on Mank. So it's going to be about David Fincher, and director's cuts is going to be your final bonus question of the night.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. So remember, pick 2 correct, 8 points, 1 correct, and don't make a second choice. You get the 4 points. Pick 1 correct, 1 incorrect, 0 points. All right, so here we go. Here is your question. What 2 David Fincher movies have received alternate editions for home video? 1, a slightly extended director's cut released in 2008, and the other, an assembly cut that he was not really involved in, but that attempted to minimize the film's heavy studio interference and reshoots. So there's 2 David Fincher movies that got alternate cuts, 1 with his involvement, 1 that tried to restore his vision, and 1 did not get a alternate cut on home video. All right, here we go. I'm going to give it a second and hit the timer. Here we go. Choose the 2 that you think it is. If you know 1, just choose the 1. Or if you want to risk it and go for 8, go for it. No lost points. There's no losing points for the bonus anymore. You can only gain. All right. So let's see the two. So the one that got heavily interfered with, it was actually his first movie that he ever directed. It was Alien 3. He presented an assembly cut to Fox. They were like, what is this? They ordered a bunch of reshoots. He actually left the shoot. And the other one that just got like 5 extra minutes is Zodiac. Zodiac is, so your two answers are Alien 3 and Zodiac. I see. So let's see the breakdown. 20% of teams got all 8 points. Another 20% of teams got 4. They knew 1 and left the other one alone. And 55% got 0. So let's see how that affects our standings, our final standings. In third place with 33 points, we've got Marley's Chains. In second place, yes. Good job, everybody. Excellently done. And also, thank you, Jack. You're playing by yourself.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So Jack is he should get weighted. He should have like 20 weighted points for playing by himself and being on the stream. In second place, it ended up very close. It ended up super close. The Turds, they got both questions right, so they ended up with 39 points. But Sterling Cooper, Roland, Deli Betts, they played it smart. They got 4. They knew 1, and that was enough. That was enough to win it. They ended the game with 41. They won. They are our first victors of season 3. Nicely done. Nice job, SCRB. And so I want to say thank you so much, Jack. Thank you for coming on the movie quiz and hanging out and playing. Everybody go check out Mank on Netflix. It's great. It's a great Fincher movie. Congratulations on the Best Picture nom, and
Thank you.
good. And I hope the other project starts shooting soon. I think it will. I think things are going to start.
I hope so too.
Picking up soon.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you so much, Jack, and thank you to everybody else. Thank you for joining me for the beginning of season 3. We've got a whole season ahead of us. So if you feel like you didn't do great tonight, you got the whole world is your oyster. You could always do better next week. I really appreciate everybody coming out. Throw some money in the tip jar. Otherwise, stay safe, wear a mask, watch some movies, and I will see you all next Wednesday night for more movie quiz. Good night.